The Premier League will hold its first full weekend of fixtures after play was halted more than 3 months ago due to coronavirus. England's top-flight football competition plans to hold the remaining 92 matches of the current season behind closed doors, with players and staff also required to follow new safety guidelines. Steve joins us. Steve, this must be the longest spell West Ham's had without a defeat.
I knew you'd go there. You couldn't resist it. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, we're not. Look, I am a die-hard Hammer, as everybody knows, and I'm not particularly looking forward to the resumption of the season. I'll talk about the bottom end of the Premier League, if you like. Yeah, we're on 27 points, which is pretty much goal difference away from being relegated. We've got Wolves at home on Saturday, so let's just see how that one goes, shall we? We probably need, 38, 40 points to be moderately safe as well. At the other end of the table, Arsenal not doing too well either. They lost 3-0 at City the other day on the first couple of games that were allowed 2 days ago as well. They've got a game against Brighton, which is actually the county where I live nowadays, over at Brighton. Obviously this ground was a bigger ground to come to, so that's why we came here. So they're playing them on Saturday. The really big game, to be honest, is probably Liverpool versus Everton at Goodison Park, where Liverpool still needs 6 points to clinch the Premier League title. I mean, it's theirs for the taking, but of course Everton want to make it as difficult as possible, so they will want in the local derby to take a few points off them. But let's talk about the new world, because as everyone knows who's had a look at this already, things are incredibly different as well. I mean, perhaps one of the biggest differences is the lack of fans in the stadium. And I love going to live sport, everybody knows that. When I go to football, I like a bit of a roar myself as well. But it's quite clever what they've done, actually. They put computer simulated sound on. And someone's saying to me, well, how are they doing that? Well, it comes from the computer games industry, actually. So when you play FIFA or whatever game that grown men play on computers when they could be doing other things like reading books, you have all this crowd sound. And actually, that's pretty much where they've taken the sound effects from as well. Red zones around the pitch, the tunnel, technical areas limited to 110 people. Green and amber zones for broadcasters and the journalists. All games are on TV, which is very interesting. Of course, we are affiliated with Sky these days, so they will be getting a bulk of the games. But BT, I think Prime have got a few, and I know BBC have got 4 as well. No handshakes. Players are going to be asked not to spit. That'll be very difficult for some, I'm sure. 5 subs allowed instead of 3, because, of course, the intensity of getting all these games in means that players are going to get more exhausted as well. No home advantage because we don't have the fans in the stadium as well. Rigorous testing. We talked about this previously when we were at Stamford Bridge, actually. 1,541 tests in the last set round of them. They have doing this every week, the last round, and only one player has confirmed positive as well. One person, actually, as well. In the previous week, it was one Norwich player plus one other from 1,200 tests as well. But it's good to get it back, and it's meant a lot of people have worked very hard at this, including the government and indeed the Premier League. And we've been speaking to the executive chairman of the Premier League, Richard Masters. He was on CNBC in the US earlier this week, and he talked about how important it was for elite sport, all sports, and the government to work together.
I think with the support of our government have been very proactive in terms of wanting elite sport to get back up and running for a whole variety of reasons. We work with them, work with all their medical advisors. It hasn't just been football, and certainly not the Premier League. It's been across sport, so we can look forward. Hopefully, the British public and around the world can look forward to a diet of football over the summer, but also some cricket and other sports as well.
Jeff, I've got to hand it back to you, but I'm just going to check. There's no one from Arsenal here. I'm going to do something very cheeky. Come on, you irons. There you go. Back to you, Jeff.
Brilliant. Love it. Rod, the director here, who is a fan, as you know, is going apoplectic to my left here.
I love Rod dearly. He knows that.